Problème, à partir de cette grille, fini le Congo, tout est contrôlé par elle, dans le plus grand secret. C'est ce qu'affirme l'ancien président de la République, Pascal Lissouba. Selon lui, le Congo ne savait même pas combien de pétrole était extrait de son sous-sol.
Nous ne savions rien de ce qui se passe et nous n'avons même pas la quantité du pétrole qui sortait de notre pays. Nous ne la connaissions pas.
Vous voulez dire que les autorités congolaises
ne la connaissaient pas.
Ne connaissaient pas la quantité de pétrole extraite de leur sol?
Par quel moyen?
Seulement une chose, c'est qu'une grande partie de l'argent qui est dans notre porte-monnaie vient précisément de l'exploitation depuis des siècles de l'Afrique, pas uniquement, mais beaucoup viennent de l'exploitation de l'Afrique. Alors, il faut avoir un petit peu de bon sens, je ne dis pas de générosité, de bon sens, de justice, pour rendre aux Africains, je dirais, ce qu'on leur a pris, d'autant que c'est nécessaire si l'on veut éviter les pires convulsions ou difficultés avec les conséquences politiques que ça comporte dans le prochain milliard.
Et un pétrolier de 100 000 tonnes, cela représente près de 100 millions de francs qui échappent aux caisses du pays. On appelle ça une cargaison fantôme. Interrogé sur la question, Loïc Lefloc-Préjean ne dément pas qu'il y en ait eu.
Il y a des cargaisons qui sont produites et qui n'ont jamais été officiellement. Voilà. Alors c'est des choses qui sont arrivées bien sûr dans le passé.
À mon avis, après analyse, je pense que le président Lissouba n'était pas prêt à organiser une élection présidentielle. Je crois qu'il cherchait l'application d'un article de la Constitution qui disait que si pendant la campagne électorale l'un des candidats venait à mourir, le président de la République était autorisé à proroger son mandat et à renvoyer l'élection à plus tard. Je crois qu'il cherchait, à mon avis, cet incident-là pour que l'élection n'ait pas lieu. Parce que moi, je pense qu'il n'était pas sûr de la gagner.
L'objectif, c'était Denis Sassou Nguesso. Neutraliser Denis Sassou Nguesso.
Oui, neutraliser Denis Sassou Nguesso pour que l'élection n'ait pas lieu.
Mes chers compatriotes, je suis en difficulté. Je me bats contre la mort. Mais cependant, je vous demande de vous lever pour le changement. Je ne me serai pas battu pour rien. Battez-vous. Je ne me serai pas battu pour rien. Levez-vous. Comme un seul homme, faites-moi plaisir. Je me bats sur le lit de mort. Vous aussi battez-vous pour votre changement. Allez-y. Il y va de l'avenir de vos enfants. Battez-vous. Merci.
Ça ne pouvait pas s'allier avec les Souba pour que nos amis de Luanda se croisent les bras. Donc nous avons obtenu un appui matériel de Luanda qui nous a permis d'aller vers la fin de la guerre. Mais je dois dire que cet appui, nous l'avons obtenu début octobre 97, mais la guerre avait commencé le 5 juin 97.
Et les armes venaient d'où alors? Comment elles étaient acheminées?
Ah, ça, comment? Il y a les airs, il y a les mers, il y a les routes. Pour partir de Luanda au Congo, je crois qu'on n'a pas besoin d'un miracle, non? C'est un grand État qui a des avions, qui a des bateaux, comment puis-je vous dire? Par quel chemin seraient passées ces armes? pour arriver, mais ils sont arrivés. Donc nous avons obtenu un appui matériel de Luanda qui nous a permis d'aller vers la fin de la guerre.
Et les armes venaient d'où alors? Comment elles étaient acheminées?
Ah, ça, comment? Il y a les airs, il y a les mers, il y a les routes. Pour partir de Luanda au Congo, je crois qu'on n'a pas besoin d'un miracle, non? C'est un grand État qui a des avions, qui a des bateaux, comment puis-je vous dire? Par quel chemin seraient passées ces armes pour arriver? Mais ils sont arrivés. Donc nous avons obtenu un appui matériel de Luanda qui nous a permis d'aller vers la fin de la guerre.
Et les armes venaient d'où alors? Comment elles étaient acheminées?
Ah, ça, comment? Il y a les airs, il y a les mers, il y a les routes. Pour partir de Luanda au Congo, je crois qu'on n'a pas besoin d'un miracle, non? C'est un grand État qui a des avions, qui a des bateaux, comment puis-je vous dire? Par quel chemin seraient passées ces armes pour arriver? Mais ils sont arrivés.
C'est les Congolais qui sauveront le Congo. Ce n'est pas la communauté internationale. N'y comptez pas. C'est les Congolais qui sauveront le Congo. Ce n'est pas la communauté internationale. N'y comptez pas. I am not came here to battle and to struggle. I came here to help my country to develop themselves.
Hi everyone. We will not be very long. We will be very short about this little video. This video is structurally addressed to President Xi of China and Kristalina, which is the president of the IMF. As you can see, I'm wearing a shirt. So this shirt is about the petition that the people in the south of Congo have written. The petition is going through the internet system, and I think President Xi is part of the world leader that will be bringing a part of solution to that petition. The people in the South have denied the leadership of Sassou Nguesso and the whole system. We don't recognize them, and we never recognize them. Why? Because they are failed everywhere. As you know, that entity in the name of Congo Brazzaville is under financial bankruptcy, under the leadership, the worst leadership of Sassou Nguesso. You know that most of natural resources is coming from the South, and the people in the South have nothing. There is zero benefit, zero profit for the people in the South of that Congo, that you call Congo, but the South is already out of it. We have sent every information to the French president to let him know, which is Mr. Macron, to let him know that the South is not part of the Congo anymore. The natural resources in the south of Congo cannot be used to pay out the Sassou Nguesso regime debt. So the IMF have to know that. President Xi and the Chinese people also have to know that. We are very clear from the south of Congo, which is the area that is producing every natural resource in. You can take in consideration oil, gas, copper, and different mineral that you know. So what we are asking is, there is no bailout from the Sassou Nguesso regime, either from China, as you know that the same guy who has bring the entity Congo within a financial bankruptcy after getting a lot of profit from oil. At the time, you know that the barrel of oil was over $100 US. They tell us that they have put in place some money, what they have called like a reserve federal money in Congo, and that money has disappeared. And now they came to China, they're telling us that they have a loan with China, and nobody knows how much it is, even though they try to go around the corner, right? In the south of Congo, which is the area that owns every natural resources, we did not see any benefit of any money you have given lend to the Sassou Nguesso regime and his family. That's why we in the south, we are asking the question, okay, the China has lent the money to Sassou Nguesso regime, but where the Sassou Nguesso regime has put the money. So as you can see, if you are going again to bail out the same criminal, because we know that in China so many people, which is businessmen people or women, all the people are doing corruption, we know that the Chinese regime is putting them in jail. So if you are putting your own people in jail because of corruption, why don't you want to bail out a criminal regime, a financial criminal regime in the Congo? Again, we are asking the Chinese and the IMF, which is Mrs. Kristalina, you shall not financially bail out the Sassou Nguesso regime. The Chinese President Xi shall not remove any loan or try to give the Sassou Nguesso regime any breakout of that. Because our natural resources in the south will never be used to pay off your loan. We don't know that, and we will never recognize that. Our people, which is more than 2/3 of the population, will never recognize that. And we know that, you can see that there is a petition going everywhere about it. They have failed in their leadership, and they have to be kicked out of there. You should not recognize them as a leader because that guy has failed. Again, the IMF shall not bail out Sassou Nguesso regime, shall not financially bail out Sassou Nguesso regime. The Chinese President Xi shall not bail out the Sassou Nguesso regime. You have to ask them where they have put the money coming from oil, coming from gas, coming from copper, coming for iron, coming from every natural resources that you know that the Congo is producing. Where they have put the money. The last 25th year they've been in power, the country has generated a lot of money, a lot of profit. You have to ask them where the money goes, where they have put the money. And we are very clear on that. You have to ask them where they have put the money. As you know, there is a Panama Papers is going around talking about $1 billion of the Congolese money was being hiding all over the world. You know that. You also know that the son of Sassou is being sued by the court in the US. You know that. You know that Bouya, who's a guy is making is making all of this contract with the Chinese company, and we know that that's a mafia system there. You know that. So if you make that mistake to bail out, to financially bail out the Sassou Nguesso regime, you are putting your country in a bad situation because the people in the South will never recognize any debt, any money you have lent to a Sassou Nguesso regime. Now, we have to focus our effort and our attention toward the people in the South of the Congo, who are right now, they are building their own country due to the bad leadership of the Sassou Nguesso regime and his people. We cannot stay together anymore. President Xi, please understand what I'm trying to say here, because I'm representing the voice. I'm one of the voice of the South of Congo. There is a lot of us talking about the South, but right now, because I'm the one who's doing this video, I'm representing the people in the South of Congo. Because right now the people in the South of Congo have given us the power to talk on behalf of their name. Again, either the Chinese or the IMF, let's concentrate our effort, our attention, paying our attention on the people in the South of Congo who are right now building their own country, separating themselves from the Sassou Nguesso clan. Right? You know that, from the Sassou Nguesso ethnical family or ethnical origin, or separate themselves from the north of the Congo, because their leadership always bring gunning down the people in the South, stealing money, bringing that entity in a financial bankruptcy. And we cannot sustain that anymore, right? So we are very clear on that. You should not bail out the Sassou Nguesso regime, because the Sassou Nguesso regime and the people around him will never find a way to refund whatever money you'll be lending them, because they are only counting on the natural resources coming from the South. We, in the South of the Congo, we will never give our natural resources neither our land to refund whatever money you will be giving to the Sassou Nguesso regime or whatever bailout. So this has to get in your head, strictly in your head. Correctly, you have to understand what we are trying to say here. It's very important. We say no. Don't bail out Sassou Nguesso regime. No financial bailout to the Sassou Nguesso regime, because you will not be able to refund your money. The natural resources in the south of the Congo, the land in the south of Congo, will not be used to refund whatever money you'll be lending to Sassou Nguesso and his relative. That's very clear. However, let's focus our attention, our effort in the south, with the people in the south, who right now they are building their own country, separate themselves from a criminal regime, from a mafia system, which is the Sassou Nguesso regime, is a mafia system. If you want, you can still kick him out of power in the north of the Congo. We in the south are trying to rerouting the real democracy in the south. We in the south, we will put a transparency system that everyone is asking for, which is a transparency in the financial system, transparency in the educational system, transparency in the healthcare system. We will want to help our people in the south. Our people are suffering a lot, and we cannot sustain the suffering anymore. That's why we are asking to you, President Xi, the Chinese people, please do not bail out the Sassou Nguesso regime, because you will not be able to refund your money. We are putting in place in the south of Congo a very clear governing system which can do business to whoever we want. We want to make the south of the Congo great for our people, our partner, and whoever is willing to come with a good faith to work with us. We have refused the leadership that always stand on the killing, on stealing, on destroying. You see, every money you have lent to Sassou, we didn't see that in the south of Congo, so we don't recognize it. We know that in July 11 of 2019, the IMF did sign a kind of contract with the Sassou that the Sassou Nguesso regime did not respect, and they were not even be able to respect it. And you know that, Mrs. Kristalina, that the IMF just got away from it. Now Sassou Nguesso just called the Chinese president. He started to cry to President Xi so that President Xi can help him. I don't know how they're gonna help this guy. But first the IMF has to ask him, where did he put the money? What he was called from the future generation. He was calling that the money for the future generation. That's what he was saying. And every time when you ask him, when you ask Sassou Nguesso or the people with him, his regime, where did you put the money for the future generation? And they always say that the money is there, but you know that there is no money there, right? And you know also that he just make a kind of fraud election so that he can legitimate himself. But you know that nobody vote for that guy. No one can vote for him. Alright? So we don't recognize him. We never recognize him. And this time is gonna be a big fight between us and them, because our people cannot accept the suffering The leadership is weak. The leadership is bad. The leadership is based on the killing of their own citizen. Is based on stealing the money of their own citizen. The leadership is based on the dictatorship, and we say no. So I hope that I know that I'm not pretty good in English, but I'm trying so that you can better understand what I'm trying to say here. Please understand that you don't want to bail out. You don't want to financially bail out the Sassou Nguesso regime. So the Chinese have to understand what we are trying to say here. President Xi, with more respect, please understand what we are trying to say here. If you bail out Sassou Nguesso regime, you are contributed in the mafia system in the Congo. So if you bail out Sassou Nguesso regime, you are part of the mafia system in Congo, and the Chinese will be part of the mafia system in Congo. If the IMF financially bail out the Sassou Nguesso regime, it means you are contributed to the crime in Congo. You are contributed to the suffering of the people in the south of Congo. This means the Chinese should not put themselves in a bad situation in where they will be considered as part of the criminal system by trying to bail out or bailing out a crook, which is Sassou, are trying to bail out a criminal system, which is a PCT, which is a political party that belongs to the Sassou Nguesso regime. We know that the Chinese political party in power has a good relationship with the Sassou Nguesso political party in Congo, but in this case here, the South, we are all in a standing position right now. In the South, we are all in a standing position right now. We will be fight for our life, for our land, for our natural resources. We will never accept that the Sassou Nguesso regime, who has shown a weak leadership by stealing, killing, destroying the south of Congo, continue to lead in a weak leadership. No. That's no. It's a big no. It's a big no. President Xi, I believe that the Chinese will understand this, and Mrs. Kristalina, who is the president of the IMF, please get our message. As you can see, this short is a petition. This flag here is a symbol of our fight against the Sassou Nguesso regime, against that the leadership, a weak leadership of the PCT. If the IMF bail out Sassou Nguesso regime, you know that. So you cannot keep closing your eyes and pretending that you did not see, or pretending that you did not listen what the people in the South are telling you. You cannot just keep closing your eyes with every criminal mafia system happening in the Congo. We know that the French politicians are very involved. They are involved in this mafia system. But if the IMF stand with us, the Chinese can stop this corruption, we can probably be in a good relationship right there. Again, I'm going to repeat it. If you bail out the Sassou Nguesso regime, you are contributing to the criminal system in the Congo. If you financially bail out the Sassou Nguesso regime or his political party, you are part of the mafia. So you will be taking a kind of, a responsibility about the killing of the people in the South, the genocide that is happening in the South. You will be part of the whole criminal system. The Chinese should not bail out. President Xi should not bail out Sassou Nguesso regime. It's unacceptable. It's unbelievable. This guy is been in power now for more than 45 years. Do you understand? 45 years in power, more than that. He's been fed by the money coming from the government. His clothing is coming from the government. His food is coming from the government. His shoes coming from the government. Everything he owns is coming from the government. And that's people money. And this has been more than 50 years. And on top of that, he's keep bringing that country into the bankruptcy. This cannot be accepted anymore. More than 45 years in power is enough. You cannot keep playing this game, making people's lives miserable. Millions of people are suffering. Retiring people cannot get their pay because of a weak leadership, which is based on stealing money, the killing of the people, the destruction of the country. People who work for the government cannot get their pay. The retiring people, the whole money was stolen by the Sassou regime. Whatever money you have owned these people, they have still the whole money. So in reality, there is nothing is in the south of the Congo is showing that the Chinese has lent the money to the Sassou regime. Nothing can demonstrate that. So that's why in the south, everybody are right now in standing position. We are all in a standing position. We say no. Don't come back to us in a few days, a few weeks, or a few years and telling us that you did not know. Now you know by this video. I'm asking people, please share this video, cut it in a little, and then share it so that President Xi can get it. Put it in the Chinese blog everywhere you want. So the Chinese can understand what I'm trying to say here. Right? No financial bailout for the Sassou regime. You will not be able to refund your money. Please do not count on the natural resources coming from the south, because our natural resources in the south, our land, our people will not be used to pay off the Sassou regime alone to the Chinese. I believe that I was a little bit clear that God protect us, protect the people in the south. Thank you for watching.